Hi, I'm Clint Stonebreaker, Executive Director of the Insight Program. And today we're going to talk about some of the emotional turmoil that comes up with families who are dealing with a drug or alcohol problem within the home. Now, as anyone who has ever lived with an active addict or alcoholic knows, when substance abuse is in anyone's family, all sense of peace is lost. And as much as the active addict or alcoholic has problems, all loved ones around have multiple problems as well. It stems from people either trying to act as if nothing's happening, like, oh, ignore that elephant in the room, all the way to those that try to control every aspect of the active addict or alcoholic's behavior because they feel so out of control themselves. With both of those extremes comes a tremendous amount of unmanageability because no one knows what to do. Without intervention, the problem will only get worse. It's rare that someone who's abusing drugs or alcohol wakes up someday and suddenly decides, I've seen the error of my ways and now I must change. Usually when someone enters recovery, whether that's through treatment or through the courts or whatever the case may be, it's from some sort of outside influence. Once someone's sober, then a lot of the issues that have been present for a long period of time start to float to the top, start to come to the surface. And at that point, everyone has something to look at. Everyone has different issues that they can start to fix. Anyone who is a loved one of an addict or alcoholic recognizes that they're scared, angry, lost, feel responsible. There are all kinds of emotions that go along with that problem, especially for parents who feel the burden of responsibility for their kids' behavior anyways. When there's a problem like a drug or alcohol problem or any other related behavioral issue, almost every parent feels like they're at fault or feels like there's something that they should have done, could have seen. And with that comes a tremendous amount of insanity and guilt. Once a young person goes into recovery, parents need a lot of tools to deal with all of the feelings that come to the surface. Abstinence alone does not fix the problem. By the time a young person enters recovery, most parents have tried everything in their imagination to try to deal with the problem. It's not uncommon for someone to come into treatment with a behavioral contract so long and so detailed that even the most skilled lawyer has a difficult time interpreting its content. No wonder so many families come into recovery feeling lost and insane. A lot of times, the failed attempts of behavioral control create nothing more than contempt and alienation. Everyone feels separated from one another. One of the greatest gifts of recovery for any family member is the healing that goes on within the relationships. A big part of early recovery for most parents is the realization that things at home need to be made more simple, that it's become far too complicated. In Beyond the Yellow Brick Road, Bob Meehan gives a great analogy called 6 shots in your gun, which helps parents start to simplify that process. A common fear for parents in recovery is that their kids will never get back on track once they're sober. Although I understand this fear, it is unrealistic because for the period of time before a young person enters recovery, it's not like they've been on track anyways. Even those that have been able to manage making good grades or being responsible at work have been leading a double life. And once that gets exposed, then they start to realize that whatever it is that they thought that they were learning or whatever level of responsibility the parent thought their kid had was all a charade anyways. So it's not like they were gaining any sense of self or any maturity from whatever it was that they were doing. Once sober, it seems like sometimes these kids take 5 steps back before they start to move forward again. And any parent needs the encouragement to be patient. Wait. Obviously, there are a number of issues that need to be addressed once someone's sober. Again, one of the things that we talk about all the time in adolescent recovery is, as good as we are at helping young people become motivated to stay sober, we have yet to find a cure for adolescence. This is exactly why in early recovery, abstinence, sobriety has to be priority number one. Because until that's established, there is no real motivation to change behavior, which everyone involved knows has to change in order for someone's emotional state and self-worth to start to improve. Early in recovery, sobriety, abstinence is priority number one. After that, the next priority is the repairing of relationships. There's a lot of damage that's been done within the family and within other close relationships. Once that foundation is established, then mainstreaming back into life takes center stage. There is not a 30, 45, 60, 90-day quick fix to get any young person motivated to change all of the areas of their life that need to in order to maintain long-term sobriety. That's a myth. Those who are willing to take a step back and take a longer view are usually rewarded with long-term peace of mind. Parents that have a difficult time letting go of some of the things that have become issues over time, whether that's school performance, responsibility at home, etc. It's not that those issues aren't important. They are and need to be addressed. But without patience, a parent will drive themselves crazy waiting for their irresponsible, newly sober adolescent to change. Be patient. Take a step back. If not, you will continue to drive yourself crazy. Obviously, for long-term recovery to take place, there has to be a plan of action. However, this plan of action has to involve flexibility and patience. Without flexibility and patience, whatever plan of action is in place will probably fail. Square pegs don't fit into round holes. So take the time, seek help and guidance and direction, rely on people who really understand the problem, and work closely with a counselor who can help guide you through your family's recovery.